Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Episode 7 of the Armchair is with you. Thank you for holding on another half an hour. Today we're a bit delayed because someone had to interview some Spanish football legends.
Yeah.
Hashtag kayangan lah, what to do lah. Some people can interview Guti and Mendiata and
What
all
has
that.
that got to do with Kayangan?
Okay,
Just got
sorry.
invited. I like when Pichakara went an interview. That's it. Yeah, I didn't go to Spain, first class flight or whatever to interview someone.
Logan, if it's because not of the pandemic, how you would have flight there?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The rain in Spain only falls for Abi lah. Okay, so we are absolutely honored to have you guys here with us, and it's actually a bigger honor to have our guests with us today. We've got some really special guests that are going to talk to us about a very special topic lah. Okay, but before we get there, just want to remind everyone once again, follow us on Twitter, on FB, on IG, on YouTube. I will not forget it this time. Subscribe, because hey, we just hit 100 subscribers this weekend. We're almost up to 150.
Hey, and also the return of Benny.
I didn't even realize he was here. Yeah. I didn't even realize. Benny is here. Avi is here.
Yeah.
No, Benny is here.
Okay.
Not Avi. Benny is here.
True enough. Okay. So okay, enough of this terrible banter. We have to get to our guest. Okay. Again, I say special because I feel the cause they're working for is something really special. And before we even introduce them, it's going to be a learning process for me, for us. I feel, because there's so much we need to know and so much we need to educate ourselves about women in football. So again, we are so happy to welcome. Let me see if we can get that. All right, Miss Mutiara is here, Shah is here, Chris is here, all from the amazing women in football. Hi guys, how are you?
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Honored to have you guys on the show.
Yeah. I wish the screens could be a bit bigger. The layout seems very small. Yeah. Damn it.
What's that little Smurf over here?
Okay. When we get more funding, we will get a proper version of this screen. Okay, hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, guys, we're gonna go straight into it. How we're gonna do it is that whoever wants to answer, whoever wants to add on, please just go ahead lah, because it's a very informal chat. I'm gonna start with the first question. Tell us about Women in Football Malaysia. What do you do? Your membership, your activities. Maybe you can start with the founder lah.
Women in Football Malaysia is just something out of interest for fun. Because I joined Women in Football UK and I thought I need the same of support system in Malaysia, which I couldn't find at that moment. So, and then being alone is not very fun. So I had to call other people to have fun with me. So at the moment we have Chris, we have Shah, we have Belle.
Recently
recently we we call us another 3 people to join us to have fun, to enjoy with us. We have Susan of Movement First, and then we have Natasha Najib, who's a player in the Grace Milan, and Panames. If I'm not mistaken, her name is Panames. She's so busy, so we couldn't get to know her yet. But she's based in Penang. She's a player and a coach in Penang.
Nice.
Okay, so tell us a bit more about what activities you guys do, and
what activities we do, Shah, Chris? We gossip every day.
Activity you mean in general lah?
Yeah, in general.
Ataupun
Yeah.
yang before kita dah buat.
Apa yang
So
Yeah.
currently kalau you go through our social media, we are quite active with chit-chatting about whatever things that have been happening within the industry. I mean, women in football lah in general. And then like last year we had an event which is, we call it a WIF Women Football Tournament, which is in Penang. for 3 days, 2 nights. It's a quite successful event, I would say, and that is the first event for us. And then now we are looking forward to have more events and together. Is it? But basically, we are actually the voice of women in football in Malaysia, and our vision or mission is like we want to empower women more in football, not as a player, but I mean like as a referee, coaches, any woman
whole
in the
ecosystem.
the whole thing in the football. I mean that's the thing that we plan to do in WIF, Women in Football.
Okay, thank you very much. Chris, may I ask, what inspired you to join this movement?
What inspired
Well,
you, Chris?
You guys are always smiling and laughing.
Yeah, that's
Pleasant.
the wrong
Well,
question.
one is we know each other, so and we did we had the course coaching license we did together, and we started that.
Yep.
We started being friends there and started getting close, and we were all very much together about football, women's football in Malaysia. So we were quite outspoken about it. Each of us have our own opinion, so all this thing escalate. So
Yeah.
then I got sucked into these with these people. So
Our
there you go.
group name is Just Football, kan?
Yes. So yeah, that's the
Okay.
story how it began.
So before I get into Benny's question, I want to ask this thing because when we were talking to you guys and asking you to come on the show, Mutiara had told me that there's a distinction, very clear distinction between just focusing on women's football and women in football. Okay, so can you explain a bit about that?
All right. So women's football is just basically women's game. Women's playing football, women's team, women's club. But women in football is actually very broad. Like myself, I don't play football. I don't coach, and but I work in a team, in a football team. So I am woman in football. Beside that, women in football can include even the media people who's a woman working in a football industry, accountant, admin, physio, anyone and everyone, not just players. But then again, women's tournament or women players are vehicle for us, because if not, people don't see it. People don't see people behind the scene. People only see the results, the success stories. But there's like a support group or like people who works behind the scene that needs a voice too.
Correct.
Okay. So, okay, guys.
So serious. What is it?
No, fascinated. I like
Yeah,
the way you
interesting.
explain about it. Yeah, really interesting.
Okay, guys. So what do you think of women grassroots football in the country? I mean, if you notice, I'm pretty sure there's not much of academic for women football in the country. But kita tak banyak tengok academic because we usually see boys, youngs, they involved in the academic. So what do you think of our grassroots for women football?
I think this one, Chris and Shah can answer it better. That's why I need people to help me, because I really don't know. I took my D license, I took my grassroots certificate, but they know better than me. So that's why they are here with me.
Chris, you want to start first?
Go ahead, Shah.
Okay, basically, yeah, like what you said just now, the academy in Malaysia, in Malaysia lah, for general, they are more focusing on on the boys. This is because, I don't know, we don't have any specific research that come with the answer, but from my observation, because they think that if they come up with a boys kind of academy, they will get numbers compared to girls. But the thing is, the girls is actually looking for that, but they don't have the medium. They don't have the academy that provide the training for them. I mean, the same thing like boys get. So recently, I am actually the head coach of NFDP, National Football Development Program in Johor. So we have the girls academy, the national program recently, just recently lah. I mean, started on the year 2022 ni. So unfortunately, I have received a lots of comments from the parents. They have the kids that actually the girls are looking for the academy for like since the year 1, year 2. Bali now they found the academy that have the girls, only girls academy. So the thing is now, I really hope to see in the future that academy started to look into this, because you know, bila you tak letak benda tu as a priority, you don't see the results. You know, now the current practice is like they open up academy for boys because they thought they will get the numbers, because traditionally football is for boys, but you have to look in different ways. I mean, the academy should started like buatlah satu academy for girls, and then you try to get the attention from the girls. Definitely you can get the numbers, because now you say you don't have the numbers because you don't do it. You tak buat pun. You don't have the academy. You don't have the, you know, you don't provide girls coach for the girls. You provide men for the girls, whereby in Malaysia we have the, you know, as a Muslim kita ada sedikit restrictions, you know. So mungkin ada sedikit rasa malu dan sebagainya, so that dia akan meletakkan satu batas. So why not? Why don't you put you create one academy, you hire one female coach, and then you come up with a girls team, because you know, happen to be in Johor we received like 60 applications for that, 60 players applications for the academy. And recently in Selangor, I heard it's around 200 plus players are coming for that. So you know, it's not about the numbers, but it is about, you know, they don't started. It's not started yet. So that's the things in the current situation. I mean, the grassroots one in Malaysia. So I really hope in future, you know, bila dah ada ni, so they start to move on. So definitely we'll get lots of number. Can Chris? Because Chris is actually the NFDP coaches in Selangor. You have a lot of girls kan in your team. In KL, you have a lot of girls in your team kan?
Akila is in Selangor. I'm in KL. Last year lah. Was last year. So we have a lot of girls who joined. They're good players. Quite good. Most of them can play, and they at that time most of them I was handling the under 12. So some of the parents also told me that, okay, they're 13 years old, what is the next plan and everything. So and some of the parents don't allow the daughters to play with boys. So where can they find an academy? Where can
in fact there's no true road after sekolah sukan also. There's nothing for girls.
Nothing.
That's
so
the thing that hinders the girls to go for the football.
They need a lot of other clubs need to create a girls team for the girls to play at least we are starting. I'm one of the KL Sunbest team, so we are starting a girls women's academy, only women, only girls. So we're trying to do that. So we started it. So we are hoping other people will start it too, because you know we can't play against each other, right, all the time. So it needs to be, it needs to be more open up, more all the clubs or any academies, they need to be more, take more initiative on concentrating on girls team at least. Well, they need to. If not, we gotta play with ourselves.
You know, you brought up the issue of the system and the structure and all, right? Okay, I just want to ask, like, what is the structure that, let's say, okay, if I'm like a young 13-year-old girl who wants to go to become a pro, right? Okay, so are there leagues in each state? How do you get to be a professional? How do you get to be like a state national player? How does that happen actually?
Okay. May I answer that?
Please. Anyone answer?
The thing is, in Malaysia, if you are fortunate enough, I mean, suddenly lah you tiba-tiba had spotlight on you, mungkinlah you join the boys team, because the current practice is the girls will be playing with the boys below 12, and then if you got it, and then from the league that you play with the boys, you are going to be selected, and then there are going to be some coaches that send you to the SSN, source category. So that is going to be happen if only you are fortunate enough. Means that mungkinlah you have a parents yang very supportive, they allow you to play with the boys, and then happen to be you are playing with the quite good boys team, whereby you nampak menyelah lah dekat situ. And then adalah certain coach yang duduk dekat SSN, nampak you playing with the boys, and then they pick up you and then they send you to the SSN. That's the only route that we have now, which is, for me, is not really practical.
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
That's the thing. You know, if you want to compare with the boys, okay, in Johor, I talking about Johor. Okay, so in Johor, we have NFDP. From NFDP, which is below 12, and then they will got selected to Academy JDT first. Because Academy JDT will select them first. And then those who are not selected will be sending to the DTC, which is a school whereby they have a special football program for them, or perhaps they will send to the Gambang, Sekolah Sukan Gambang, or mungkin to any other sports schools. Okay, that is for the boys. And then from there, they will get selected to the club in Malaysia, whereby in Malaysia we have quite good football league for men's. But for the girls,
No, I mean, so
again, only if you are fortunate enough. Again, that's the thing.
So I mean, just to reimagine that in a different way, if we apply the same principle to boys, can you imagine you can only get selected if you play in a girls' team?
So yeah, that's the thing.
It's
That's the thing.
More
You know,
exposure.
I don't want to say
The girls need
ridiculous,
more
but it
exposure.
is.
Well, we hope that the development idea will soon change.
Hopefully. Yeah, we are looking forward for that, Mutiara.
Then I hope the dynamics of that would change, because I know for a fact that some academy coaches, when they train, because they have the co-ed style where boys and girls play together, they see some potential players that girls, very talented, much better than the boys. But the next step, that's a question mark here in Malaysia. It's a pity.
Hopefully
Where they're
there'll
going
be
to
a
go,
better
where they're
plans
going to
soon.
go.
Hopefully.
We spoke about this, Mutiara, Chris, and then I think this is something that need to be changed lah in the future. I mean, we should have a proper structure
Right.
for the girls, because these are the things that hinders the girls to join. I mean, to look football as their career, because they only see. I mean, let's say I'm playing football, and then where should I go when I reach a certain stage? I mean, if I already played for the state, then after that what? And again, if from the grassroots itself, where should I go if I want to play in the state? Where should I go? Where should I go for the training? We don't have that.
Also for the national player, they don't have enough playing time.
Right.
Yes,
At all.
that's the thing.
Okay, Natanya, okay. Okay, so talking about this, okay, right? Enough promotion for women's football in the country, because if let's say, okay, for men's they have their league and everything, right? They'll keep on promoting their games and everything. What about girls? So other promotions?
Mutiara boleh jawab ni.
Not enough.
The reason why we're asking is because we actually don't know whether there's a league exists for women's football or not. Recently, we know that
I
there's
feel
a
like crying,
support
you know,
government.
kalau you cakap pasal league for women, I feel like crying.
Yeah, the promotions, that obviously there's none. When we started, there's none. No promotion. We had to actually push Astro to have women's that time in Palestine to have it aired. Yeah, we had to push that. We had done that. But then again, I think now I have to actually acknowledge FAM. They're actually trying their best to actually put out the women's team out there now. Selangor has been doing a really, really, really good job. Even KL wins this. Yeah, with them together, everything has just escalated to a new level now, and everyone is like looking into women's football.
I think the promotion is not, kita tak boleh letak as responsible for FIM je. I rasa
Yeah,
the promotion should
definitely,
be
everyone.
from
It's everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. Chris, anything you want to weigh in on that topic?
What they say.
Any wise words?
I mean, okay, yes, Selangor is doing leagues and KL also is doing league. KL is doing league under Setia Wangsa, I think. It's not under KLFA, so it's under Setia Wangsa. So yeah, they are doing league. I think they're gonna try to do this every year. But I mean, we need the state FA to
Endorse.
Yeah, to endorse or make the Malaysian league for women. They need to do that. If they want good players, they want to find new players, this is where they start. But that one still wants to spend money. We're not sure.
So do you
But
think
we also
the
need more clubs like Sun Bears.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, well, they need to support small
If we
clubs
can
also
have
lah.
more Sun Bear clubs in other states, it will help a lot. Because like even at WIF, we do get DMs like people in other states, they are looking for friends to play or teams to play. They don't have enough people to play. So if we have at least one anchor club in every state, that will empower other people to actually, I can make my own club. I can build a club. I can find friends. I can find people to play. Then slowly they can have friendlies and leagues. Hopefully.
Yeah. So, but we cannot do sunbeds in every state, right?
Why not? It's going to be like sampai Johor, sampai KL, sampai Selangor, sampai Melaka.
Who knows? Soon, maybe. Soon. But yeah, we need people to clubs or academy to get more, pay more attention to
It's
girls.
not just associations. It's like people like us. We just have to have that confidence that we can have a team. We can start train our team. We can start have friendlies.
Yeah, I think now we have to look like that because like boys, I tak tahulah because the boys, you tak bergerak pun nak tunggu FIM ke, nak tunggu state FA ke apa ke. No, you don't do that. You create an academy and then you play among yourself. So I hope that it's going to be things yang kita akan nampak in women's juga.
Yeah, I think the academies have to work a bit. Just try to form a girls team. As long as they have a girls team, then they can move forward. Have a girls team. Like, why can't they? Why only boys? Why they're doing it just for boys? What about the girls?
Agreed.
Like, just do. Every state or everywhere, just do one woman's team in your one academy. Can't you do a one woman's team? You need to make an effort.
Start somewhere.
Yeah. Somebody needs to start.
Okay, so before I go on to the next question, we got a question from one of our viewers. Oh, surprise, my wife. Okay. But I think it's a pertinent question. Because you're talking about starting somewhere, we all do our part. What can the public do to bring attention and changes to the current gender bias in Malaysian football?
Mutiara? Mutiara got a lot to say about this. Don't worry.
Yeah. I mean, bring attention. I
What
think
can-
Mutiara have good ideas on that.
Yeah.
What can we do? What can we do? Well, it start with us. It doesn't have to start with the club, the associations, our friends, our family.
Parents.
Yeah, parents especially. It has to start with us.
Mm.
Okay, if you are a parent and you want to send your kid to play, let them just play. Don't have any restriction. Don't say you can't play with boys or you have to play with girls, or even at school for teachers. If the boy, you can allow the boys to play football, you should allow the girls to play football too.
Yes.
If you allow the boys play hockey, badminton, basketball, the girls should be allowed to. You can segregate them. You can allow boys play with boys, girls, but let them play the same sport at their own merit. Like sama taraf lah. Jangan nanti boys lawan girls, lepas tu nanti girls dah kalah, tak payah main lah.
I mean, it's year 2022 now. Everybody should be open about the idea of girls playing football.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you know, a
I
lot of
agree with
girls
you.
love it. It's just a sport. Let play. What is the problem?
It is a shame if we are Malaysian look this as a gender bias. You know, let's look into a country like Iran, whereby we know those days they don't allow the girls to play, but nowadays they have a very good team. Why don't us? You know, if we want to compare to Iran, I think Malaysia should be more open about this. It shouldn't be gender bias. It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's another question from our viewers. This is a bit.
Hi, Feli.
Okay, this
Oh,
is
you
one,
guys know her.
She's
Okay.
actually
because
player in football.
it's a bit
That's
more.
why I
I'm
smile.
like scared to ask this question. You know. So yeah, what do you think about women bringing women down?
Okay.
Does it happen? Does it happen?
Women down in the game
Down?
itself. One, it's just not woman, man or woman. I will say in general, if someone put you down, then that person's just behind you. So why worry?
Yep.
You got to be
You
strong
just-
enough. Our
this
character
kind
have
of
to be
things
strong
happen.
enough.
I think this
Yeah.
thing always happen. It's not in
This always
football je,
happen.
kan?
It's
Dia
everywhere.
happen bila dia ada apa? Rasa tak puas hati lah, kan?
Yeah.
But I think, this is about maturity lah, kan?
Yeah.
Is it?
Normally,
tapi tahu tak,
in the
orang
game
makan-
itself, no, in the game itself, you just go in front of that person and just scold
Chris.
her back.
Masa di game, I nak jadi
That's
goalkeeper
what I
semua.
do.
What is it, Mutiara? Apa dia, Mutiara?
Just
Masa di game, I nak jadi goalkeeper semua tak bagi tau.
Oh no!
Sampai 1 minit, Mutiara keluar.
that one.
1 minit.
Sorry, Mutiara. You dah bolol lah.
I tak satu team dengan Mutiara.
10 gol dah. Baik, tak payah.
Is this women bringing women down in the game? I mean,
And the woman have to understand why she got brought down.
Yeah, I think this thing is about maturity lah.
Right,
It's
right.
not about girls dengan girls je. I rasa dekat men's punya football team pun this kind of things happen.
Of
It's all
course,
about
yes.
maturity.
Yes.
Yeah. They fight.
I mean we in WIF can't do anything because it is something like personal, you know? It's like mungkin Chris try to bring me down, I try to bring Mutiara down. So WIF can't like, hey Syah, you can't do that, you know? Feli. So it's all about maturity, Feli.
But I think sometimes if this kind of thing happen, maybe after the game, we should maybe go to the player, confront them, you know. Maybe it's good like that because it teaches the younger players also to be more like, you know, we teach them to not be rude or try to be, you know, everybody has to be honest and straightforward. At the end
Actually,
of the
that
day,
shows character. Very important.
yeah,
in
that shows
football.
character. You just go to the person, hey, what did I do to you or what happened?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's it. That's what I do. Yeah, we talk about it. Everybody has to be open up about it. Easy.
Okay. I think we have to address this next issue lah. Of course, this happened. I think a week ago, 2 weeks ago, or something like that, where the FAM said they were not going to send the team to the SEA Games.
SEA Games.
I watched Shah's comments on it on Harimau Malaya's video. Fantastic lah. But okay, let's not go too much into it. We've talked about it a lot already.
Yep.
Do you think it actually, in a very reverse way, actually got more people talking about women's football and women in football? Did it actually shine a light on the problems that we are facing?
Chris, you want to answer?
It shined in a wrong way,
Wrong way.
but it also brought up some questions that need to be asked. You know, it's good it's brought up, but it also in not a good way for some for some people who are involved. You know what I mean? Like it shows, especially the players. You know, I really sympathize them, because if you say things like that, it shows that you don't have faith in them, and that's bad.
Yeah.
But people to blame, we can't say. There's a lot of things starting from very far to fix until to the very bottom. So what about, I think Shah has a better view on things like this.
Mutiara, you want to say anything first?
I would say that whatever. I mean, the statements by FAM, that statement, I think is inacceptable, sort of, in some way. But then again, on the other side, I do understand that there's reasons why they don't say. It's just that the way they present and say it out, it's not acceptable.
That's the thing. Yeah, I agree with Mutiara and Chris. But the thing is, the good things about this kind of things have been brought up is the people or the authority that should responsible about this will look into it seriously now.
Yeah.
If not, if you are going to be silent on this, I think it's going to be silence. Bye bye. So the good thing
But
is
the
now
frustration
people
is
started
there,
to
so
concern.
hopefully there's plans to it.
Yes. And I think on that note, I'll pass it over to Avil. I've been asking a lot of questions. He's going to move to the more positive side now, I hope.
I mean, questions are questions lah. Whether you want to deem it positive or negative, that's your choice lah. Okay, I mean, I've been intrigued by what I saw during the Selangor Women's Super League. You know, I thought it was interesting that Selangor FA organized such a competition, and it raised a lot of interest. So people started looking at it and even telling, the national footballing body that you have to follow them, you have to emulate them. Because I know FA only organizes the Sharifah Rozia Cup, but even then the publicity for that is not there yet. So do you think that is a game changer? That particular tournament is going to change things in women's football? Do you see it as a path breaker?
Mutiara?
I like how Shah plays the motorcycle, passing sideways,
Because after this, she'll be the 1% who will be interviewed for everything.
She's giving you the opportunity. Okay, okay. I mean, anyone can answer this. Anyone can answer this.
I mean, because Mutiara and Chris are in the scene.
Yeah, the Selangor one is actually it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. They had a very good initiative where they want to not just raise awareness for the game, but they also took into account, they did research of everything surrounding it. I was part of the group where they called in clubs, women's NGO, and to raise that 5 pillars that they want to focus on and champion, which is very, very good. I do hope that other states actually look into it. It's something very, very interesting to study and implement. But we have better idea. Of course, it's nice if we can do it better. But otherwise, you can just follow them, and it's no harm actually, because I mean, it's bukan tiru copycat, but it's a really good initiative that we need it. We really
The
need
more
it.
the merrier kan.
Like the awards is I think three things that women really, I mean, women in football, even women football needs three things. One, more competition. We don't need any fancy competition. It's good. It's functional. Two, award. This is to raise value, increase interest. Also to inspire more like kids. I mean, girls coming in. Of course, they want to have someone to look up to. They can't be looking at someone in UK or US. We need someone local, someone we can actually believe. Oh, it happens in Malaysia. It happens in Kuala Lumpur. And third, what we need is a networking platform where we can interact, we can share ideas, where we can express whatever feelings. Of course, perempuan kan suka gossip, suka see things like that. But
Lelaki pun suka gosip lah.
but in a good way, we need it. We need that platform. We need that networking support system. We need it. So these three very important things, if everyone can have it in every state, then I think women in football or women's game, our national team even will be perfecto.
Yes.
They need and they need as
What about
much care
Chris?
as
Do you have your
possible.
take on that?
More. And you know, the more I tell you, Selangor, the women's league, that one, they really did a good job. Their promotion, it was good. The way they the rule they're strict. You know, they stand rules, and it's really good. It was good for everybody, and it's good to it's really good players out there. Whoever needs to just see, you know, he will see if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry, is Chris having connection
Is
problems?
Chris having connection issues?
I can't
I'm wondering
hear.
also.
Yeah.
Chris, are you there? Sorry.
Are you there, Chris?
Yeah, I think Chris having internet connection
Issues with the
problem.
internet.
Get on first. Go on. Yeah.
I think continue lah.
Go on.
Okay.
Maybe hopefully her connection will be a bit better. Yeah.
Hopefully. So, okay, the second question, looking at this better in a macro perspective, I would like to pull in the ASEAN nations. Recently, we saw the Philippines qualifying for the World Cup. And then Thailand and Vietnam, they're pretty darn good in the stage as well. So, what can we learn from these two nations in terms of, you know, developing the game further? FAM aside, what we can do to make sure that the game is further elevated? How do we promote grassroots? How do we get, you know, women to follow the game, play the game? I mean, it's good to see that people are taking up their D licenses and their scouting badges. So what needs to be done to ensure that we can be on par with them in the future?
You want me to answer it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm passing it straight to you.
Like what is happening in Philippines, they are really loud about the women's development, and they are quite firm and serious about the development, whereby they started to put aside the men's team because they want to focus to the girls. And what is happening in Philippines is like they really want to empower the girls teams, to the extent that they send a few players to play in US just to get the experience, and then with that player they send them to the qualifying of World Cup, and happen to be they made it. And this is the thing that I mentioned tadi. Bila you started to like do that kinds of things seriously, I think the result will come soon. and that is the things yang I wanted to see in Malaysia. And like Thailand, they actually very good in grassroots development. They do all the grassroots things dekat rural area, and they focus on creating or pulling the talent into central area, and then they started to develop them and so on. So I think in Malaysia, yang which one we should or we can follow is, I think more suitable like Thailand punya kind of practice lah, whereby kita kat Malaysia kita ada banyak state kan.
Right.
It's good that we have scouting teams that go for this rural area, start to like champion the girls. I mean, they start to give educations to the rural people about the development of football, about the I mean where the girls should go, and from there kita boleh dapatkan a very good national team, and who knows, one day we might be qualifying for World Cup if this kind of thing happening. Because trust me, it's not about I rasa kalau nak buat comparison men's team dengan girls team, if we focus on the girls development seriously, tak mustahil we can qualify to the World Cup. Okay, because kalau nak tengok
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes. Because kalau nak tengok kita punya level of playing, I mean kita Philippines, Thailand, kita sebenarnya agak lebih kurang je dengan these two countries ni. It's just that dia punya development and diorang punya preparation is more compared to us. So what if kita manage to do that kind of preparations? I think it's not impossible for us to go in World Cup, or even to be a champion for Asian Cup first, you know, at least.
I'm not surprised either.
Kan? Because kalau you tengok, you be in this scenario, you come into girls tournament ke apa ke, you can see the level sebenarnya tak jauh. Kalau you nak tengok kita punya game, Malaysia Games, Thailand Games, Philippines, dia punya level tak jauh. It's just that kita kat Malaysia ni, kita tak ada liga yang kompetitif to make sure this player are fit through the whole year. Because now dia ada very short times je untuk prepare for the games, and the league itself pun tak, for me, not really competitive. Because dia tak melibatkan banyak state. Dia only melibatkan central area. So for me, it's not really competitive. So if you want to talk about going further, we should have a very competitive league that go through the whole year, so that we can ensure that this kind, I mean, our prospect national player are in a good shape. Barulah kita boleh go lagi further, because this is what is happening in Thailand and Philippines. They have a very good league through the whole year, so diorang punya national player are in a good shape. So whenever they want to call them to camp, it's like call, order, yeah, you know, like mama, very express one. But the thing is, it should be started with the development first, and it should go seriously now. Dah tak boleh dah nak put the girls play dengan boys. Okay, selit, nanti kita tarik dia masuk SN, and then we put them there. Bagi diorang main sama-sama girls yang level pun sama-sama lebih kurang, and then hantar main club sikit, pagi masuk national camp. So I think it's not efficient lah bagi I.
I guess the structure needs to be changed lah. Hopefully that happens in the.
If I may, I mean, because to Shah's point about the World Cup thing, this reminds me of the US women's soccer lawsuit which they recently won. You know, the pay gap thing. I think, you know, as you're talking about it, I was reminded of that fantastic statistic where I think they get paid something like okay, so the women's champion gets, I think, 4 million.
Yes.
Yeah. For the men's one, it's 38 million or something like that. But the US has won 4. The women's team has won like 4 World Cups, and the men's team has not been in the semi-finals since 1930. So
that's is it?
Since the start of the competition.
Exactly.
I know, Logan puts it 1930.
Bila you started to put seriously, dia akan jadi macam, you know, something that pull you to be in better state.
Yeah, yeah. In 8 years, it's going to be 100 years since the US reached semi-finals. So
But
that's
the
how
girls
bad
team
it is.
quite
Yeah,
very well kan.
exactly. These guys are like cultural icons. Like Megan Rapinoe and
Yeah.
all these people.
Yes.
Like, they are
Yeah.
transcendent. So sorry, Avi. Sorry,
Takpe,
sorry,
takpe.
God.
Sorry.
Ah,
If I
Yeah.
may, I think it's not about like macam kita nak girls sama level dengan men's. We don't want that. But
Okay.
at least put some spotlight for us, for the girls. I mean, for the future, for the prospect national player to have their right path. Barulah diorang rasa, especially the parents rasa confidence to put their girls. If not, dia akan jadi satu macam stigma whereby a girl tak boleh main bola, you better play something else because you are going to go nowhere.
Main netball.
Kan? Main netball boleh main kat
Maybe
Australia
have
ke
to
tak?
oh
change.
my God, that statement I
Our
remember.
mentality.
But actually we have one player
How many
playing
have to
in Bayern
change?
Munich, you know? Do you know we have one girls player playing in Bayern Munich?
Yes, I'm actually about to ask that question.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, actually, speaking about further, Celine is now playing in Bayern and she's doing well there.
Yes.
You see Malaysian doing well there, but her growth is totally different. She came from the international school, then she went through academies and so on. So her growth is totally different, and we want to see more of those kind of products going overseas from Malaysia. But also, is there a fear that players like Celine, looking at how the situation is right now in Malaysia? I know there are small victories, but it can be better. It can be bigger. Is there a fear that she might actually one day say, "I want to play for Germany. Opportunity for me here is much better." Is there a fear that could happen? And girls here would think of that thought, and how you're going to change that?
Chris, you want to answer that?
Sorry, my line wasn't that good. So it's like, hold on. Well,
You could hear my
that
question, not?
probably, yeah, I got your question.
Okay.
I mean, there is probably maybe you can say 50-50 with that. It depends on every individual how they want to look at it. For her, she for her going to Germany is also part and parcel thanks to the parents.
Yeah.
Parents support her a lot.
Yeah.
If I want to say it's been supported by our own side, I'm not too sure lah. I'm not too sure about that, but a lot to do with the support from her parents. Yeah, parents support her a lot, and I don't know. That one's every individual up to her whether she wants there. I mean, if she wants to be there, it's her right. Can't take it away from her. She's been there for how many years already? Quite some time, right?
Yep.
So to say that she's really if you ask I'm just a random person. You ask me you tell me about her. I would say, oh, is she a Germany? She plays for Germany. I would say that because she's been there and she's comfortable there. I don't think she's here much. Even the national team, right? She never.
No.
Yeah.
No, exactly. No.
Yeah. I guess
Because
it's
I was
because
wondering, would she joining us, but she's still considering her options and so on.
Well-
I heard lah,
yeah. Hopefully, maybe one day she'll come back, then she'll play for him. But that's her choice.
But even she doesn't come back, I think we still have a lot of girls. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that.
We have a lot of talent here. We have a lot.
But then again, we should create opportunity for our talents. That's what we are lacking.
Yes. One thing is, anybody who goes abroad, well, they're lucky. They got support. Good for them.
They are fortunate
The
enough.
one we need to concentrate on them. We got really good players here, and you need to really, they can play. They can play for sea games. They can play for World Cup. These girls can.
Correct.
The girls I know, so we were playing KL League, so we were so fortunate to the Malaysian player Fatin. She's good. She's a good player. Got Fatin, we got JJ, they're really
Farisha,
good players.
is it?
Farisha, they're all so good.
Mm.
But it just you need them into that level, and they can. These girls,
Yep.
you look at them play, they can go to that level for sure. They need backings. They need people to believe in them. They need people to have faith in them. Hopefully soon.
Soon.
Hopefully
Hopefully
soon.
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 Hopefully really soon, huh?
I like how she's stamping a mark. Huh?
So
Soon.
because these girls are worth, are worth spending time and money
Yes. Correct.
to
I agree
develop
with that.
them even at that higher level. They are worth it. Don't
Yep.
take,
Because for me,
they can play
they
so
already
well.
at certain stage whereby
Yes,
if we overlook them, it's going to be
they're just gonna
very
disappear just like that. What
yes.
you gonna do for them? Nothing. They
Mm.
just
Yeah. Again, Chris.
they're like early
My
20s.
line is breaking. Uh-oh.
Again.
Chris.
Okay, one final
Am I
question
still
for
here?
me. I mean,
Yeah,
yes, you're here. You're
Yes,
here.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you're here. You're here. We can hear you well.
I think I could.
Oh, it's breaking again.
Okay.
I mean, one final question. I'm going to ask all three of you. It's a very simple question. The future of women's football in Malaysia, what do you intend to see?
Wow.
We gotta start. Then we can see. We gotta start
I like
developing,
how she
making things better now. We also cannot see. I also cannot see. I don't think. I see in my lifetime. But seriously, we need to start now. We need to start now.
Yeah.
We also need check and balance. I mean, of course, whatever FAM or states FA doing, whatever good we will support, but whatever we think can be better, can be improved, we would definitely say it out loud, because our voice are, even although our voice are very not much, not sharp enough, not loud enough, but we will voice it out. So we hope that whatever development or plans they have, uh, hopefully they're doing it. They're doing it. They are following it thoroughly.
Doing it what?
And yeah, but we will still critique whatever, not just as support, as much support that we can give, but we also critique in a good way, not that because we hate them, not because that we don't want to see them, but because we want something better, and we are very sure they can deliver something much better for all of us.
Yep.
A very diplomatic way. Shah?
I would like to see in the next few years, Malaysia, at least we qualify for the Women's Asian Cup first. At least we qualify for that, and then from there, we can start to look into World Cup. That's the thing that I wanted to
Sure
see
not.
in the next few years. we have to work on it.
I will kejar you,
Oh. She has torn the gauntlet.
No lah.
Ayah
Of
Hani
course,
akan kejar.
it's good to
Ensure
see
that
have
this
that very good ambitions for all of us.
Yeah, I think we should start somewhere, and somewhere too should start from now. Soon.
Definitely.
Okay. Avi, just before we get into the final rapid fire, can I just bring up another question from the floor?
Yes, G, go ahead. G.
Okay. So this is from our international viewer, Hirofumi Sakamoto, who always has very interesting questions from Japan. I wonder if it's unreasonable to make it a condition to have a women's team when applying for national club license. Can this be
Wow.
done?
Wow.
Encouraged to have a women's team when applying for the club license.
For the club licensing is part of the requirement to have a youth team and women's team, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a certain A, B, C. I mean, it's a different
Tier. Is it the tier?
yeah,
Kan?
sort of. I mean, A is I can't remember, but A is something that you have to have. B is already in place, something like that. But for me, I mean, personally, for me, I think it's good to have it part of the national club license, just because then it's a regulation, a rules that you must have. Because if you don't have this, it's very hard for actually. I'm not saying that we are weak to actually run it by ourselves. We can, I mean, do as much as what we can, but again, to have this put in place, then women has a better opportunity. I mean, a better because I think from FIFA also we have women's grant, right?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
It
Yep,
is.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
I mean, you're
to
correct. Sorry.
to actually see this put in place and everything. So hopefully, yes. For me personally, I would agree to have it. It's very reasonable to have it in a club license.
More professional.
Yeah, it's a good point. Good point.
Good
Okay,
point.
so we're going to move on to, this is a tradition on our show lah. All our guests have to go through this rapid fire round lah. Don't worry, it's very simple stuff, but we kind of want to get to know your footballing taste lah. Okay, so so happens the first question coincides with the question from our viewers also. Who is your footballing GOAT, greatest of all time? So setiap orang kena answer.
Myself.
Come on. That is the best answer. Jangan lari. That's a great answer.
You mati lah.
I cannot be goalkeeper. I cannot be goalkeeper. Sorry.
So that 1 minute of goalkeeper was enough.
Ready to go out.
Any other answers?
For me, it's post goals.
Yes. Yes. That is
Mutiara, yourself ah?
That is herself. Didn't you hear?
I don't know.
Yeah. We have discussed this
Dia gelak.
in the group already. Right?
But the thing is, my one is already retired and he's not in the football scene anymore. I think he's modeling je kot sekarang. It's David Beckham.
Uish,
Ayo, another fantastic answer.
Inter Miami and Salford City.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
those are great answers. You know why? Because the person who asked this question is a Man United hater, and he always hates Paul Scholes. So happens to be my brother lah. So thank you guys so much for that fantastic answer.
And I'm sandwiched in between United supporters as well.
Get used to it,
I support Arsenal.
But he's got a Man United jersey at the back.
Yeah,
Guess whose jersey is that? Please tell us.
It was signed by Robin Van Persie. That's why. No, I had an interview with him and they said they want to give something. I was like, okay, lah, give lah. Then I was like, oh my god, don't tell me they're going to give me a signed jersey of United. And a week later, I opened it, I was like, Jesus Christ. But it's something lah, something.
I know. For the little kid in you, lah, if you ever want.
No.
Abi, okay, take the next question. Sorry, man.
Okay, who is your favorite coach of all time?
Favorite
Pep
coach?
Guardiola.
Okay,
Oh,
good answer.
Mutiara?
Myself.
Again.
My favorite coach all time is my very first coach.
Oh.
Who is
My own very first
what's the name of the coach?
But he's actually not a coach. Tapi it's not a football coach lah. It's actually
Okay.
hockey coach. But he's the one yang inspire me to play lah. Cik Nan, back in my secondary school dulu.
Is he still coaching hockey?
He's now coaching football team.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So he followed you.
Yes, he followed you.
You see, okay. Okay, Benny, your turn.
Benny, take
Okay,
it
all
away.
right. So most underrated player of all time.
Most what?
Most underrated player of all time.
Underrated
Mm.
Underrated
Underrated
player all
player of
time
all time.
mutiara lah.
But you cannot be the greatest of all time and also
And
be
yeah,
underrated.
it was underrated of all time. So
Okay, because
Underrated
it's like you're
Kenapa
looking at yourself up and then you're looking at yourself down also, you know.
you know why? You know why? I already talked this in the group. Because actually I don't have a favorite player. I don't have a favorite team. I don't have a favorite coach. I don't have. That's why I put it myself. Who else would I put it?
That's fine.
Chris, siapa Chris?
I never
Siapa
think about
underrated
it.
Ya,
Can be a woman player too.
I macam
Woman
to be women's player tu.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Shah,
Yes.
Samsul, and Chris and Belle. They're all players.
She's taking the easiest route, lah.
Underrated
Yeah.
Can be
Because kalau
Gilberto
nak
Silva,
sebut-
can be, you know.
Macam soalan exam.
Because I tak pernah terfikir pasal these questions. Kalau nak sebut pasal girls, bagi I semua macam the one yang I look for lah. Look up lah. So underrated Chris, ada Chris?
Maybe players like Mia Hamm, Martha.
Never think about it.
Never thought about it.
One mata.
Why?
One mata.
Answer easy.
One mata.
Kak, easy.
No, Martha, the Brazilian player.
I think
Martha.
I got one tapi
No.
sekarang dia dah
One
jadi
mata.
superstar.
Siapa?
Dulu lah I rasa dia macam
Oh,
underrated.
Chris's underrated player is Juan Mata. Is it?
One Mata,
Think so
Chris?
lah. Yeah, I think so.
That's a good one. But Shah, you were saying?
Yeah.
No, I rasa dulu dia underrated but now he's good. He's quite popular. Lewandowski?
Yes.
Okay.
Because those days dia macam he's good player tapi dia quite underrated lah. But nowadays he's good. He's popular one lah. But I think
That's
those
a good
days
choice. That's a
Yeah,
good choice
underrated.
actually.
Yeah. So I'm going to wrap up this rapid fire question by asking you. It's going to be tough to maybe wrap into one thing lah. But what for you is the most significant moment or inspirational moment for women in football lah, that you have seen?
inspirational moment.
The World Cup.
Yes.
The World Cup. The Women's World Cup.
Okay. Which one? Anyone in particular?
No, the whole
All
World
of
Cup
them.
thing. Yeah,
Okay.
it was really good. It was really quite inspiring actually for all the girls out there who wants to play
Great
football and want dreaming to play football. You know, it's good. That was the best actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I agree with Chris because those days bila kita cakap pasal World Cup, we definitely go for the men's World Cup kinds of things lah. But nowadays we started to look into girls World Cup, and this is kind of something yang for the girls who has been like dreaming to play in the big stage. So I think women World Cup would be something yang very inspire moments for the girls. For the women in football in general. Tiara?
I hope she didn't say myself.
Okay. I will say women in football Malaysia. Okay. Definitely women in football Malaysia. After we got out, it started in 2020 and then in 2021 it becomes I would say very, very, very I don't know what's the word for it, but it's something inspired myself. It gives back to me because suddenly I get a lot like DMs and questions. People wants to like partner with us, and then these girls keep on being my forefront for interviews, and they hate it. So, Chris, I know what
But
you're
yeah,
saying.
from chit chatting we started to became serious, kan?
Yeah, but
At one point.
so even and during my when I was in quarantine, we had this chat saying that we need to do something. So that's how we got into Penang. So
Yes.
it was just through something very random. All our plans were random, I would say. But the music, yes, having that people actually, girls actually wants to be part of it. We receive like people actually drawing our logo, DM us, tagging us while they're playing, while they train, or whatever like they tag us. So I think that's something that they inspire us back when we want to inspire them, but they inspire us back. So there is a community of women's football in Malaysia, and I think it's growing and growing, and it's more acceptable now. And I hope and I look forward to more things coming soon. Like
Yeah.
Just
Let's work
to
on it. Let's work on it.
yeah,
hi Sri.
exactly. You see, yeah. The people itself are agreeing, WF is the reason a lot of women have started in Penang. I mean, fantastic, really.
That's good.
So on
That's
that inspirational note, it's already 10 o'clock, my goodness. Thank you guys for spending the best part of 1
Oh
hour
my God.
with us. Yeah, it's been so much fun. It's really been so much fun. And we have nothing but respect and admiration for what you guys are doing. Really, really. We hope to have you back, on further editions of the show. If you have time, please join us. Love to have
Thank
you
you.
again.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
guys.
much.
Thank you for
very
having
much.
us.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you
The pleasure
guys.
is ours. Thank you so much.
Okay, and to all our viewers, thank you so much for staying with us. Good night, everyone. See you.
Bye. Good night.